I didn't hear the first scream. I heard the silence that followed. That stillness, the kind that doesn't belong in a house where a 6-year-old sleeps, dragged me out of my half-dream with a coldness I still feel in my bones. When I got to the doorway, I saw it, the glint of metal. My sister's hand rising. My daughter's body still. I froze. Not from fear, from recognition. This family had always been capable of darkness. I just never thought they'd aim it at her. My parents stood behind her like an audience cheering a performer. My mother's mouth curled lazily. My father laughed, an easy, careless laugh, one he never spared for me. "Well," he said, "now we can finally sleep in peace." My sister didn't look at my daughter. She looked at me, smirking. I never liked her face anyway. Something in me broke so cleanly it felt like clarity. I ran to my daughter, trembling, checking her breath. Still warm, still alive, thank God. But they mocked me. "You're so dramatic," my father whispered, leaning in so close I could smell his cigarettes. Then they cornered me, hands raised, voices soft, as if this was a family meeting. "Please let it slide," my mother said. "Your sister wasn't in her right mind." "Accidents happen," my father added. Accident. The screwdriver was still in my sister's hand. They reached for me. That was the moment I stopped shaking, because I remembered something. Quiet people win by thinking, not by yelling. My thumb slid behind my hip, pressing the SOS button on my phone. 3 seconds. They didn't notice. And while I waited for the sirens, I finally let myself speak. "Touch me," I said, "and I'll bury every one of you." They laughed. I didn't. People assume my story begins there. It doesn't. My family's cruelty was never sudden. It was a slow drip, like water wearing stone down to dust. I grew up in a house where empathy was mocked, where emotion was weakness, where I learned to stay quiet to survive. My sister was the golden one, loud, reckless, adored for all the things I was punished for. I used to crave her approval when we were kids. I thought if I tried hard enough, she'd love me. But she only loved control. She thrived on it. When I had my daughter, everything shifted. My sister hated how the attention moved toward the little girl with big eyes and a softness none of us inherited. My parents resented the way my daughter clung to me, not them. They disguised jealousy as judgment. "She's too sensitive. You're raising her wrong. She cries too much." They didn't understand gentleness because they had spent their lives killing it. I knew something was coming. I saw the glances, heard the whispered complaints. The way my sister's smile twitched when my daughter laughed too loudly. But I didn't expect the screwdriver. Who would? After the police arrived, my parents' confidence cracked. My sister tried to hide her hands. My mother cried on command. My father shouted at the officers as if authority were something he owned. But the officers weren't listening to them. They were listening to the recording saved automatically by my SOS trigger. Every word, every laugh, every dismissal, and the sound of the screwdriver hitting the floor when she dropped it. In the ambulance, holding my daughter's tiny hand, I made myself a promise. I would not let this die in paperwork. I would not allow them to twist the truth like they always had. I would become the one thing they never expected: methodical. I documented everything, every medical report, every bruise they ignored, every message, every recording, every detail. I wasn't loud. I was precise. I built my case the way a surgeon prepares a blade: cold, exact, with the patience of someone who has nothing left to lose. The courtroom was warm, but everyone felt cold when the truth started playing. The prosecutor didn't need theatrics. My family provided them. My sister's smirk echoed through the speakers. My father's laugh filled the room. My mother's voice, let it slide, hung in the air like smoke. Silence followed, heavy, crushing. Even the judge looked up, eyes sharp, jaw tight, as if trying to understand what kind of home produced this. My sister broke first, then my mother, then my father. One by one, their faces collapsed as the reality of their words turned into legal daggers. The verdict wasn't surprising. The reaction was. My sister screamed. My mother fainted. My father stared at me with disbelief, as if the quiet daughter he raised in fear had suddenly become someone he didn't recognize. He wasn't wrong. When it was over, I walked out of that courtroom lighter. Not because revenge is sweet, it isn't. Not because justice heals everything, it doesn't. But because for the first time in my life, I wasn't surviving them. I was free of them. And as I held my daughter in my arms, her tiny fingers around my thumb, I understood something. Some betrayals destroy you. Others